Hi, this is Drew Tinnen with Dread Central, and I'm here with Daphné Baiwir, the director of the documentary King on Screen, which is about to play Fantastic Fest this week. Are you excited about the world premiere?
Oh yeah, completely. Yeah. It's
Yeah, did you think the world premiere would be in Texas?
well, actually, it's so great, and I'm from Europe, so it's like even more magical, I guess, than for
Right.
for any other American. So yeah, I'm so thrilled. It's amazing to be able to show the film here. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
I've been to a lot of Fantastic Fest, and it's an awesome audience with a lot of Stephen King super fans, so it should be a lot of fun. So was this a long process to get this, like the green light to direct this? I mean, I know that Stephen King is such a coveted documentary subject. I'm sure there were a lot of iterations before your official documentary got off the ground, right?
Well, actually, I had the idea of doing the documentary like 2 years ago, and I've seen a couple of documentaries about Stephen King, but they were quite short regarding the one we did, and I thought it could be great to go a little bit further, and uh, and also to have another point of view, another perspective on Stephen King's work. So we wanted to do something quite different than the other documentaries. And I thought, well, he's the most adapted author in the world, so we should definitely try to reach the directors and talk to them to see if they would be willing to talk about their experience adapting Stephen King. So I worked with Sebastian Cruz, who's a producer, and he sent like 10 emails to 10 different directors just to see if they would be okay to do it. And like a couple of days later, we got 10 yes. So we were like, okay, perfect. Let's do this. Let's put it together. So yeah, we started to reach them, and then we started the interviews, and it became bigger and bigger as the directors were like, okay, so have you got the chance to see this director? And we were like, no, not yet. Okay, I will give you his number or his email, or I will send him an email, and I will talk to him about your project, so you will be able to see him and have him in the documentary. So yeah, that was quite an adventure.
Yeah, everybody wants to talk about it suddenly, and I think fans are really going to love the opening sequence too, because you really went above and beyond. There's so many like references and cameos. It reminded me of the opening for Cat's Eye, where characters from the Kingverse collide. How did that whole sequence come together? Because it's something that's pretty unique to a documentary.
Yeah, completely. It was something that we really thought through, because it's not easy to do a whole fictional introduction like this, especially in Maine, because we wanted to shoot in Bangor, Maine, to have a really documentary approach to the film. So to shoot in Maine with actors who played in different adaptations, like really going into the documentary. It was a way like, okay, for the audience, you will go into the Stephen King universe. And it was really something that we wanted to do. So we put a lot of references. I reread every Stephen King book and try to find references with, the budget we had, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's impressive though, to go back through the entire, his entire work.
Yeah, and to do it within the budget, yeah, to find something that could work. So we wrote, I wrote this fictional introduction, and then we worked on it, and we shot in Maine, like it was in March, for 10 days, something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many different references and Easter eggs and different characters. Like I want to go back and watch just that segment too, because I could watch that entire thing for a a whole series. Just that it really felt like it was immersive. and it was great. And then suddenly the documentary starts, and it's a great documentary as well. So it was like so fun to see all the little references, and I kind of wanted every little knickknack and stuff that was in some of these little stores, like within this like Kingverse. It was really, really fun and inventive, and I loved it.
Oh, thank you so much. And
Cool.
another thing that we try to pull in the documentary as well is to have Easter eggs in the background of the interviews as well. For example, the interview with Frank Darabont, we see the chair from the Green Mile. So yeah, we really try to go deep into that concept.
Yeah, so even like watch the background when you're watching the documentary. It's really cool. So it was also interesting to, I think, to hear from some of the filmmakers who discovered King through movies first and then his books. Did you find King through his novels or the films first? Like, what was the first thing that you read or saw?
I discovered Stephen King for the first time through The Shining, the novel The Shining. I was asking my father if he had something scary to read, because I was really into horror even when I was a kid, and I was 10, and he told me, "Okay, here's The Shining, read it, you will love it." And
Here you go, kid.
yeah, and funny story. At that time, he was working night shift in a hotel. So it was kind of leaving The Shining somehow, because I was going on his workplace, and I was going into the hotel, taking the elevators. So it was really kind of in a Shining mood, I would say. So it's the first book I've read, and then I wanted to read all of them. I then read it and a lot of others. And yeah, I've seen the films, of course, around the same time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I relate to that, because I think I was like taking my mom's hardcovers and going into her closet and like secretly reading Christine, and then when I was in junior high, I was like the only kid walking around with a copy of The Stand, and they're like, why do you have this 1,000-page book in your hand? But yeah, it definitely set me down a path, just the same way as it set you down a path as well. But there's so much behind the scenes info out there about King's films, and I think that like there actually are some things in King on Screen that our super fans may not even know about. I think I think you managed to get some new information out there about these films, which really isn't easy to do.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you think so, because yeah, I really tried to go and find some new anecdotes and things like that. And actually, before going and interviewing all the directors, I read every interview they gave about the movie, to be sure that the questions won't be like, won't be like questions that we already know the answers. So to have like this new aspect in the documentary, because I didn't want people seeing the documentary and thinking, okay, I know everything. I didn't. Well, it's not news to me, and having this feeling through the film, I didn't want that. So yeah, it was difficult to go there, but yeah, I think we have some exclusive anecdotes in the documentary.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil any of those, but there was definitely a couple of things that I did not know. So it was nice to like see some surprises for sure. So after the premiere of the fest, where can people see the documentary, and do you know when it's going to be premiering, and when it'll actually be available for the mass consumption?
Well, actually, it's Yellow Veil that is taking care of that aspect. So I know the film will be shown in different in different festivals, but I'm not sure exactly for the dates for the release on a DVD support or in theaters. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, well, it'll definitely find a home somewhere, and I can't wait to see it again at the fest, and hopefully meet you in person. And good luck with everything in the future.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, take care, Daphne.
Yeah, you too.